Did you know that the average person spends over 2 hours a day just looking for things on their computer? That's time we'll never get back. Now, imagine you're using 137 productivity tools. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, I did it. And guess what? It wasn't just confusing, it was a productivity disaster. Here's a shocking fact. Over 80% of workers report that the tools they use at work don't help them get more done. It's easy to get lost in the shiny new apps and software, but what's the point if they don't actually make a difference? In this video, I'll share my journey through the clutter of 137 productivity tools. I'll reveal the ones that actually help me lead better, focus more, and get things done. Forget the endless list of tools. Let's talk about the real game changers. Stick around to find out which ones made the cut, and why they're the secret to a simpler, more effective way to work. Chapter 1. The Productivity Maze. My 137 tool journey. Finding the right productivity tools feels like being lost in a maze. In the beginning, I didn't know where to start. I had heard about hundreds of tools, some for time management, others for team collaboration, and many for task tracking. But which ones were actually worth my time? Like most people, I was stuck in the endless cycle of trying one tool after another, always hoping the next one would solve my productivity problems. I tried 137 of them. Here's an interesting fact. The average worker uses at least 10 different apps daily for work-related tasks, according to a survey by Asana. That's a lot of tools. But the more tools I used, the more I realized that productivity wasn't just about finding the right app, it was about finding what worked for me. This journey taught me a valuable leadership lesson. As a leader, you can't just follow trends or the latest tool recommendations. You need to take a step back and evaluate what truly helps you get results. You also have to be ready to let go of tools that aren't serving your team or your goals. One tool might work well for one person but be a complete waste of time for someone else. It's easy to get distracted by all the flashy features, task prioritization, time tracking, and so on. But in leadership, it's not about getting bogged down in complexity. Instead, it's about staying focused and clear on what you want to achieve. I found that productivity tools can either make your life easier or complicate it. The best tools weren't necessarily the ones with the most features, but those that helped me stay organized and focused. It's easy to drown in tools, but as a leader, your job is to rise above the noise and choose tools that amplify your impact. Chapter 2. Leader or Tool Junkie. Spotting the real gems. Let's be real, most of us get excited about the latest tool that promises to change our lives. I did too. But after a while, it became clear that this tool junkie mindset was holding me back. In fact, research shows that productivity tools alone don't improve productivity. A report by McKinsey found that only 20% of employees believe their tools and software help them to be more effective. So, I had to ask myself, was I truly being productive, or was I just distracted by shiny new tools? As a leader, it's important to recognize that tools are just a means to an end. Leadership isn't about filling your digital toolbox with apps. It's about finding solutions that help you lead better. One of the first strategies I used was to identify the core needs of my work. Did I need a task management tool, or was I just overwhelmed by too many tasks? I realized that the best tools were simple and intuitive. Tools that didn't require a learning curve allowed me to focus on leading, not figuring out how to use them. A great leader doesn't fall into the trap of thinking they need every tool on the market. Instead, they focus on what truly helps them achieve their goals. As a leader, you'll be much better off mastering a handful of tools that serve your unique needs, rather than spreading yourself thin with too many options. For example, after trying countless productivity tools, I discovered that Google Keep and Todoist were all I really needed. These tools kept me on track without overwhelming me. They fit my leadership style of clarity, simplicity, and focus. Chapter 3. The Power of Simplicity. Ditching the overload. If there's one thing I learned from trying 137 productivity tools, it's this: simplicity is powerful. In a world obsessed with more, I realized that doing less can often lead to better results. In fact, Research from Harvard Business Review shows that simplifying your workflow can increase productivity by up to 25%. As a leader, I found that trying to use too many tools led to decision fatigue. I was constantly switching between apps, but I wasn't making meaningful progress. Once I simplified, I noticed an immediate shift in my work habits. Instead of feeling busy, I felt productive. The key strategy for simplification is to eliminate redundancy. Why use 3 different apps for tracking projects when one tool could handle it all? This was a turning point in my leadership journey. I realized that the best leaders don't use a lot of tools, they use the right tools. And those tools should be versatile enough to handle multiple aspects of your work, not just one small part. In leadership, less is often more. By cutting out unnecessary tools, I regained mental clarity. It freed up space for strategic thinking, which is one of the most important leadership skills. Leadership isn't about being busy, it's about being effective. Here's something interesting. Studies have shown that the average person switches between apps 10-15 times per hour. That constant switching is a major productivity killer. By sticking to a small set of tools that complemented each other, I was able to reduce distractions and focus more on what mattered most, my team and my goals. By simplifying my toolset, I also improved my leadership focus. Instead of getting distracted by new features and tool updates, I was able to stay focused on my core leadership duties. It's amazing what happens when you get rid of the clutter, whether that's tools, tasks, or even unnecessary meetings. Ultimately, the simpler my system became, the more productive and effective I was as a leader. And the best part? My team noticed the change too. Simplification didn't just help me, it helped everyone around me work smarter, not harder. Make sure to subscribe for more insights on how to simplify your leadership strategy with the right tools. Chapter 4. From Chaos to Clarity. Tools that help lead with purpose. Leadership is all about making decisions with purpose. But the more tools you use, the harder it becomes to stay focused. In my experience, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the more options you have, the more productive you'll be. The truth is, too many choices can lead to confusion, not clarity. Research shows that the average person makes 35,000 decisions per day. That's a lot of decisions. So, as a leader, it's crucial to streamline your decision-making process by using tools that give you clarity and structure. When I started focusing on tools that provided simple, clear, and actionable information, I noticed a dramatic improvement in my leadership. One of the first tools I found that helped with this was Trello. It's a project management tool that offers a visual way to organize tasks. For me, it helped bring structure to what was once a chaotic day. When you can visually map out your priorities and tasks, you can make better, faster decisions. Another tool that helped me lead with purpose was Slack. It's not just for communication, it's a platform for collaboration. When I used it correctly, it didn't just help me get messages across, but it streamlined discussions and kept everyone on the same page. Tools like Slack help avoid the back and forth of emails and focus the team on action. One key lesson here is that leadership requires clarity in communication. If your tools make communication more confusing or fragmented, they're not helping you lead. Tools like Trello and Slack provided the simplicity I needed to make decisions quickly and keep my team aligned with my vision. Studies show that clarity boosts productivity. A study by the International Journal of Productivity and Performance Management found that employees who understand the bigger picture of their company's goals are 3.5 times more productive than those who don't. With the right tools, you can ensure everyone on your team understands the purpose behind every project, leading to better outcomes. Chapter 5. The Adaptable Leader. Tools for every personality. One of the best things about leadership is recognizing that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Each person on your team is unique, and the tools you choose should adapt to their different needs and personalities. Not all tools work the same for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. For instance, some leaders thrive on structure. They need detailed task lists and timelines to stay on track. For these leaders, tools like Asana or Monday.com can be lifesavers. They offer robust task management features and ensure that deadlines are met with precision. On the other hand, some leaders are more creative and flexible. They may not need a rigid structure but instead prefer tools that allow for more freedom and idea sharing. A tool like Notion is perfect for these types of leaders. Notion combines notes, task lists, and databases into one flexible platform, letting you adapt it to your leadership style. It allows you to organize ideas and collaborate without feeling boxed in. But leadership isn't just about choosing the right tools for yourself. It's about recognizing the tools that resonate with your team members. If you can understand the personalities and preferences of those you lead, you can pick tools that empower them, too. A fascinating study from Gallup found that people are 12 times more likely to feel engaged at work when their leaders focus on their individual strengths. This means that tailoring tools to fit your leadership style, as well as your team's needs, can result in a more engaged and productive environment. As a leader, adaptability is key. Being able to switch tools or use different strategies based on your team's needs shows emotional intelligence. The best leaders are flexible and open to change, and the tools they use should reflect that flexibility. Another important point: tools should evolve with you. What worked for you in the beginning might not be as effective later on. In leadership, constant adaptation is necessary, and the tools you use should support this growth, not hinder it. Chapter 6. Leadership 2.0. The top 3 tools that changed my leadership game. After trying so many tools, it became clear that only a few truly transformed the way I lead. These were the tools that aligned with my leadership values: clarity, simplicity, and adaptability. Here are the top 3 tools that changed my leadership game. The first tool is Trello. This was my game changer when it came to organizing and visualizing tasks. The boards, lists, and card structure helped me stay on top of projects while also offering flexibility to adapt as things change. Trello kept me focused, which is essential for any leader. The second tool is Slack. It was a total transformation for communication within my team. No more endless email chains or missed messages. Slack allows for real-time conversations and makes collaboration easier. I could quickly address any issues and get instant feedback, which streamlined decision-making and kept the team moving forward. The third tool is Zapier. While not as well known as Trello or Slack, Zapier automated many repetitive tasks and integrated apps I already use. For example, I could automatically send a daily summary of team tasks from Trello to my email, saving me valuable time. Automation gave me more freedom to focus on leadership, not manual work. These tools didn't just improve my productivity, they helped me become a more effective leader. They gave me the freedom to focus on what mattered most, whether that was leading my team or strategizing for the future. They streamlined my workflow, helped me communicate more clearly, and ultimately, allowed me to scale my leadership. In fact, studies show that leaders who embrace automation tools like Zapier increase their productivity by 30%. By automating repetitive tasks, you free up time to focus on higher value activities. This is the true power of productivity tools, not just to get more done, but to get the right things done. As you move forward in your leadership journey, remember that the tools you choose should align with your leadership style and goals. They should give you the time, clarity, and flexibility you need to lead effectively. By using these top tools, I was able to shift from being overwhelmed by options to focusing on what truly worked. The impact was clear. I was a better, more focused leader, and so was my team. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on simplifying your leadership strategy with the right tools.